All right, welcome back, folks, to another Discord League cast. We have Scorpion versus Scorpion. We have Wydwen versus Sliski. Sliski is double Kote champion. I don't know. I'm gonna say it's Jacob, but it's definitely wrong. It's probably Jakub or something. Is how you're supposed to pronounce it. And I got Noman here co-casting with me. Hey, what's up, Eric? What's up,
Hi.
Sora and Mittens? What's up, Chaos Dunk?
Well, they seem to know the password, given that they're both in. Alright, so deck list, quickly when we have time. Wydwen is playing pretty much a standard deck, except with weird conflict characters and one copy of Ambush for some reason. But no clouds either.
He has no debates either. But that's
Oh,
a,
right,
that's a
no
Wydwen
debates.
special.
Are you sure he didn't misclick?
Yeah, that's definitely a Wydwen special.
Alright, Sliski is on 2 Cloud the Mind as his only attachments. Also on the 1 Ambush train, with no storehouses and 3 City of Lies, 2 Back Alley Hideaway, 2 Favorable Ground. With triple Plagiarist.
Yeah. Look, I don't know what to say about these decks. They're just Scorpion decks to me. This guy, Sliski's deck's like a million one and two ofs though, so I guess that's how he wants to play around Tadaka.
Mostly 1 of, really. But yeah.
Can't play copies of events in my discard pile if I have no copies.
Yeah. But he also has Clouds. And no other attachments, so his Clouds are going to see a lot of let go action, I think.
Yeah. I was like, well, that just means that your clouds get let go'd.
He's also on the, actual 10 Shugenja, it looks like. And 0 Blackmail Artist. That's
I
interesting.
know that Wydwen's on 3 Fawning Diplomat because he's on double censure.
Wydwen is on 3 Fawning and 2 Censures. Sliski is on 1 of each.
Wydwen doesn't have. Oh no, Wydwen has Blackmail Artist. Okay.
Yeah, Sliski is missing Blackmail Artists.
Are any of them crazy enough to not play Nice? No. All right.
No, though Sliski is crazy enough to cut one way of a Scorpion.
Well, Shen does that also.
Fair. So we have conflict characters. We have Cutting Magistrate and Goblin Sneak versus Adept of Shadows, Meek Informant, Unassuming Yojimbo.
Cutting Magistrate.
Which pile do you like
sick.
more?
I think Cutting Magistrate's sick.
I'm not sure how good Cutting Magistrate is when Way of the Scorpion's only legal target is your own Goblin Sneak.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, you can cycle it with favorite
Yeah.
niece.
That's true. You can often do things with favored niece.
Let's see. So, looks like Wydwen on the die roll. Big brain play right there, winning the die roll.
Yeah. Okay, and we see. Let's see how
Wydwen's on
those Shugenja and City Lies
Sliski's
are.
on Rally, by the way. That's the only other.
I think you have that backwards.
Did I?
I think so.
Isn't. Let's see. I just clicked on Sliski's name here.
Wydwen is the one who submitted
yeah,
a copy of test. You can tell because
okay.
Sliski doesn't
So
notice what legal names.
Sliski's on Entrenched. And speaking of favorite niece.
Speaking of favored niece on the one hand, and speaking of Shugenja and City of Lies on the other hand.
What a game.
Let's see how everybody feels about these things. Does Wydwen get 2 extra fate because of 3 of a kind? Is that how this works?
It's not really poker. He would definitely win the pot though. 3 of a kind beats a pair any day of the week.
Well,
this would be
that is
the
number the meta is. We can see here that Wydwen is more in tune with the meta because Sliski only put 2 fate on something.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And I'm pretty sure 2 is not a number.
Oh yeah, thanks for the sub soldier token. I think at the end of this month I will finally be receiving my revenue from Twitch.
That is true. Favored niece plus Way of the Scorpion is in fact a counter to Plagiarist, though the Way of the Scorpion.
I guess you'd have to discard it. You'd have to discard it afterwards. It's tough.
Yeah, it's really rare that it helps, but it is It mostly is a counter to getting your Fate Worse Than Death Earth ranked.
Oh, sure, that too. If you're first player.
No, yeah, if you're first player.
I think my overall revenue from Grody, I think my revenue from since streaming in January is like $154. Definitely well invested time to dollar ratio. But, you know, probably gonna use that and use that in California
Right.
when I'm traveling.
So we're seeing some offline meta here in which somebody actually assigns an attacker against a Scorpion.
Runs into Pilgrimage.
This probably gets undefended.
Yeah, wait, Sliski, the only way Sliski can break this is if he plays Adaptive Shadows. Right?
You could play 2 Meek Informants.
Yeah, Grody says your hourly pay is like 5 cents an hour. It's definitely more than 5 cents, but it's not. It's definitely not much more. I think it's closer to like $1 an hour. Eric, favor matters for censure, I believe.
Yeah, there are 3 total censures and 5 total Miyamoto juries. Those are also a reason favor matters quite a bit.
Yeah, favor for sure. All right, so takes
we see a misplay from Wydwen.
Why?
You shouldn't use box there because now Sliski can A, get an extra point of stats on charge Yogo Outcast, and B, use box back as soon as he wants.
Did Wydwen bid 4? No. He took one
No.
of them unopposed. What?
What I'm saying is you shouldn't use box when your opponent could just use box back.
Oh, I see.
Try to see if you can get them to be at this point where you can't, unless no, actually, this is acceptable.
Well,
this is because he doesn't want to get. No, this is not really acceptable.
Because
even
Sliski
if
taking it back, but then we see City of Lies reduce the cost. I wonder if we're gonna see a Fury on this Goblin Sneak.
I'm expecting a charge personally,
Okay, that works too.
because I would much rather if I have both, I'd play the charge. Yeah, there's the charge. So Sliski should whether or not would win. So both of these boxes are Playground Assassinates, and I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Right, if one person plays Assassinate, then the boxes all get turned off.
Yeah. It would be nice for Sliski to have the extra point of skill here just in case, but I don't think it matters too likely. Since there's no PFBs coming out.
This is like getting close to my Paris English restream count. Holy crap. Fro for marketing manager for sure. So
that favored niece set home scared this round, it looks like.
He's just gonna tie favor with it, right? So
yeah.
Only pitched one card though. I guess he's just. I guess the other cards in his hand are good.
Well, he can still do it in the speed group action window.
That's true.
No. All right. Dynasty discards everything should go, I think.
We see.
But nowhere near anything does.
Well, Sliski flips Palace to go with his other 2 holdings, along with another Yogo Outcast. And
yeah, what do you think about keeping both City Allies there?
I think that's a mistake. I think Scorpions keep City Allies way too often.
I think Scorpions put City Allies in their deck way too often.
That's also true. I guess he keeping one. I like Wydwen's spot here. This Yogo Outcast is going to be turned off by these manipulators.
Do you like Wydwen keeping favorable ground?
Yes, I love favorable ground.
Fair enough.
I think favorable ground gives you a ton of play.
Sliski really wants some money. What do you think Sliski's hand is?
Well,
does he have
Kachiko, right? So what's the? It could just be
Adaptive
Shadows, and he wants to just play it a ton.
That's so much money, though.
I don't know. You asked what it could be. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's fair.
Bids are 5. Could be a Yojimbo.
Bids are 5 to 7 in the standard game of L5R we're playing.
Yeah.
You see, you're a dragon player, so when they told you could draw up to 5 cards per turn, you said, okay, I want to draw 5 cards. The Scorpion players went, okay, I want to draw 7 cards.
Yeah, look, you have to have characters in play to let you do that, though. So Larson says, Noman, a documented lover of keeping multiple cities in the row. Agreed.
I keep every city I flip when I play I play Scorpion because I don't play any cities.
What is MD on the cast also? Am I muted? Chris,
MD is casting. I'm not sure if
can you guys
if you
not
guys
hear
can't
me?
hear him. There's a problem.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what's wrong. Something with my mic is like really weird. My mic's not picking up near. My mic's not picking up nearly as much as it used to.
Maybe Largest is just deaf. That's her new theory. Since everybody else can hear you.
All right.
Hi, I'm sure it's Noman. There's some weird nonsense going on, it looks like. Alright, so we can see Wydwen's hand. There is a Fate Worse Than Death. There's a very nice ambush to be a very expensive charge.
Why did
ambush
he put
does
one
combo
fate
with
onto
Goblin
this
Snake.
Megan format?
He wants bodies and and he's greedy and wants to keep City Allies again.
I guess, sure. Like, we see a favorable ground on this manipulator to force more action.
I mean, that just makes sense, right?
Yeah, for sure.
1-1 this turn.
Contesting the firing, do you think he's gonna honor his niece, or do you think he'll dishonor the courtier for Sliski?
I would much rather honor the niece here. 4-4 is actually pretty big in this matchup because nobody plays like anything with stats.
Yeah, there's just no stat boosts.
Both sides do have bonsai, so there actually are stat boosts for once.
City Allies reduces the net cost of the next event. I think if you get a second Fury here, you're so happy.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
and there it is.
do.
Yeah, I'm ecstatic right now. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, please.
Yeah, so that's. Is he on 2 or 3?
He's on 3.
He's on 3.
Because he's playing Calling in Favors.
Yeah, it's interesting how much work people are trying to go to not have to play.
Does it charge you not
There's
go
a
now?
charge. So
Plagiarist
what's actually
copies
left in
charge.
Wydwen's hand? Since we know this, we should look at it a bit.
Plagiarist copies charge.
Snowball.
So we can see charge outcast. Yep, there's charge outcast.
But we know there's a lot of tools that Wydwen has here. There's bonsai. There's a katana. There's an assassination.
Why does it say attacker 2, defender 2? Oh, Yunako swapped. Oh, he does want to break. That's sick.
I mean, that's correct.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying that's still sick.
If this charge doesn't win the conflict, I strongly dislike it.
Maybe you're supposed to wait then. After your opponent copies, you then. Well, then you lose your opportunity to do it then, right? And then your opponent can play the charge later.
Yeah.
So if you don't swap and your opponent passes and you take the breakout meditations, you don't want that.
Oh, there's a Polybate at 2 versus 1.
Interesting. I wonder.
All right. Well, I know what you bid here. What do you think they bid here?
Well, so I know in the Scorpion mirror I might not bid the same. So let's keep it 5. Yeah. See, I knew Wydwen would do this. It does let Sliski win the conflict and use his box.
That's fair. Oh, so a fun thing worth noting that's come up a few times for me now that I'm playing with Yogo Outcast is that the Yogo Outcast bonus can turn on or off in the middle of auto bait. So good luck with that math.
I did find that out. So yeah,
Did you get
he actually
debated?
ended up getting an extra stat. So that's why it's 8-2 instead of 7-2.
For Dream, I think that Wydwen's play was correct here, and I don't even like the charge from Sliski. Alright, so Wydwen's remaining hand contains some good cards, an ambush.
This card's Fate Worse Than Death, and we see a katana get played here. I do not know if I would have committed more.
That katana makes sense. He has to win. He wants the ring.
I guess I don't like putting attachments on characters that are leaving.
I don't mind it when my opponent has to do the same. I might have played the
Well,
bonsai first.
your opponent can play bonsai here.
Yeah, then they just trade bonsais.
That's fair. I guess if you bonsai with kicker, you don't break. Yeah, you don't break. It'd be 6-3. So that's why I like playing bonsai first.
No, I prefer the bonsai as well. I guess the only thing is bonsai can get edicted, but
sure. But I would also be okay with my Scorpion opponent using edict on bonsai.
That's fair. So let's make a prediction. Is that ambush ever going to get played this game?
Yes. I have a pretty strong suspicion it'll get played.
I'm kind of on the no side. I like that use box to make opponent decide if they want to break, though it doesn't really matter here because you've already seen that Wydwen actively does not want to break.
All right, now let's see what he does with this ring. He chooses to dishonor the players.
Well, maybe he really wants to play that ambush.
Well, he doesn't have any men in hand, right? Like, or women.
Yeah, but next round.
He also could just be putting the token on there to basically force a dishonor status. And then now we see the meditations run into with this one fake goblin sneak, or not goblin sneak, Meek informant. So meditations actually is going to do something here.
So here's my question: what's the first turn we're going to see a conflict declared against not meditations?
I don't think so. I think it'll just be the person who can break or who can force a break on meditations, basically. Like, do you bonsai your opponent's characters so that they break meditations?
I've thought about that. I don't think you usually do. But like, I understand the reasoning, and I think it's not obviously a misplay. I just don't think it's correct.
Interesting that we see a defense on the manipulator here.
Is there a fan in Wydwen's hand? There is a fan. I'm not sure this is where I want to get into a fight as Wydwen, but it's not.
Wydwen does have an edict that is on, so he's safe from
Okay, what I dislike here though is that.
Oh, okay. So he just defends and then assassinates.
Why defend though?
He wants to win the ring. So he
could just stand for the favor. Oh, I guess Adaptive Shadows is a good reason to defend.
That too. Now we'll see the fan.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you're supposed to wait on the assassination.
You should have at least used meditations, right? Maybe not.
Yeah, no. Then your opponent can play a conflict character with a fate.
Fair.
Matron Palace makes it difficult, but Wydwen can keep it neutral if he wins the conflict plus the standing niece.
Or if you win the last conflict, if it's defended.
That too.
Or if he just goes and breaks Palace, so like there's no PFPs in this matchup, so that's probably not happening.
Yeah, the Palace is going to be Secret Cash or Shameful, 0%.
Yeah. Fair and balanced provinces over there.
Yep, so Wydwen wins the conflict. So currently it's tied 4-4 on favor. So I think Wydwen has a Censure in his hand. Yeah, he's got one in his hand.
Favor side?
Say that again?
What side do you put the favor on if you get it?
It'll just be tied.
Yeah, but if you did get the favor, what side would you put it on?
I would probably put it on military.
That's interesting.
Then I
actually would put it on Paul in this matchup, I think.
Well, it depends on what I'm going to be making my attacks with. With the Furies gone, maybe political is better. But the military allows you to just send like shit like Goblin Sneak in and then force them to do something.
Okay. Yeah, because what do we even have in our deck that has 3 military?
Not you're unassuming Yojimbo and Yunako. That's it.
You'll go outcast currently.
Oh sure, yep.
But yeah. Also, you know, Shoju, Kachiko, things that are never in military.
Yeah. Five cost characters.
Right, everybody remembers to click on the relevant things they have to remember to click on. Good job. Except
I wonder if Wydwen drops the bid here.
His favorite niece has not been used, correct?
I don't believe so. He could cycle the center at any point, so he's just kind of holding on to that. I mean, the rest of his cards are all do something.
Yeah.
Thanks for the bits, For Dream.
Alright, I appear to be correct about whether that ambush is getting played this game.
Alright. Look, sometimes you're right, sometimes you're not. I was not right this time. My brain is not as big. Discard center.
I like that.
Yeah, you're just cycling 2 cards that have 0 value at the moment into 2 real cards, and then you still have 2 more turns of the sneeze. So if you hit your other center without favor, you can always cycle that.
Really? You still? Yeah, that's completely deserved.
Triple shows you Blackmail Artist.
And meanwhile, Sliski over here with his amazing play of Manipulator with a Fate.
Yeah, because he just kept all his holdings.
He pitched 1 and got punished for not being good at holdings.
Luke, bit leader, just coming up coming in for the last second scoop. Thanks for the bits, Luke.
I mean, that's why he has bit in his name, right?
He is bit leader. He doesn't play Blackmail Artist. What do you think about this?
It's just telegraph Fate Worse Than Death. So you can't play Fate Worse Than Death against Plagiarist.
Well, you can, but I would not suggest doing so.
No, I'm pretty sure if you look on Fate Worse Than Death, it says...
Did we figure out how the Edict... Edict goes in the graveyard before Fate Worse Than Death?
Yeah. Alright, so I think Wydwen should play Bitter Blossom.
Bitter Blossom is very good. It's really bad in the Fairy's Mirror, though, so probably doesn't want to play it here. Or, sorry. It's very good in the Fairy's Mirror. Vendilion Click was the one that was unplayable in the Fairy's Mirror.
Huh.
Because
Bitter Blossom, yeah.
Because of Bitter Blossom, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Largeness. I think that Sliski's the reason this game is going downhill for Sliski is entirely these holdings are being kept, even though he can't spend all his Fate.
Yeah.
And there's a random conflict at Secret Cache for some reason.
What are we scouting for? Why are we not attacking?
Well, he decided to put a Fade on his Manipulator, and he knows he would laugh at him if you attacked Meditations after doing that.
Sure. I mean, you could just attack Pilgrimage if you want the Fade off the ring.
Yeah, I really don't like this attack, but you know that already. And you don't care about this air ring effect when there's 15 honor on the table.
So we saw Sliski box, and then we saw Wydwen box back. So now the boxes are tapped, and so it's 8-7. $17 cards to 15 cards. Man, someone just needs to put Tadaka in play and just laugh.
Well, I think Sliski's very lucky that Secret Cache was not Restoration of Balance, you know?
Yeah, Matrim saying secret rule, whoever reaches 20 cards in hand wins.
No, it's 20 Fate. It's if you have cards in hand whose total cost is 20.
Oh, it's total cost? That's easy, come on.
Well, there's no catch it goes in this matchup.
When you have 20 cards in your hand, it's still easy. So we see a defense, we see a 4-shame, we see a bow. I know that Wydwen has a 4-shame also.
But this is an air conflict.
It's just the air ring. I don't think Wydwen cares.
Wydwen correctly doesn't care.
Yeah, currently the top. So Wydwen already cycled the second wave, his second wave of Scorpion. So this Plagiarist was bought with 2 Fate and has done very little, while this Niece has just been doing overtime. Yeah,
it's almost like Niece is a good card and Plagiarist is mediocre.
Yeah.
Not that you don't put Plagiarist in your deck, but maybe you don't put City of Eyes in your deck so you find some real cards.
I think 3 Plagiarist is aggressive. I do like the card. I do like the card Plagiarist. I think sometimes it is insanely strong.
Yeah, I mean I'm playing 2. I clearly can't hate it too much.
So we see Shoju just trying to blow up this Pilgrimage here.
This seems like a thing Shoju is probably fairly good at doing.
Yeah. And then there's only 1 Courtier on the side of... I think you pick this fight if you have double Edict.
Okay, how much faith do you have in Sliski? Is this City of Lies, if this doesn't break, is the City of Lies going to correctly get discarded?
I hope so. I'm gonna say no though. I bet you he discards Favorable Ground instead of City of Lies.
Oh, so do you think he should discard the Palace? That's yes, right?
Probably. Now that my opponent has cycled one of his censures, I probably would discard Palace at this point.
And also now that you're going to be starting next turn with 23 fate.
Yeah, 23. Come on, how are we gonna get to 23? We're gonna attack this Earth Ring.
I just assume.
He defends
I'm just assuming that Sliski's going to first action Dynasty Pass again.
Yeah. Defends with Plagiarist. I guess this signifies court games, but then you get beaten by counter court games.
I mean, how much do you care about losing him? Well, you care.
Well, I mean, it just makes it an unopposed, right? You might as well not defend.
Yeah, but like.
Oh wait, counter court games doesn't work because of the Plagiarist copies. Oh, now it'll work. Now he showed you it first. Perfect.
Hang on, make him Shoju again. Plagiarist is one glory.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying you have to Shoju twice, right? So you Shoju twice and then you court games. Oh, okay. He Favorable Ground's out now. Interesting. So he got the court games activation and then he.
Yeah, but there's no reason not to unless you're Playground poison.
Well, no. Now he can Fate Worse Than Death, and he has double Edict up.
But I would have waited.
Yeah. Haster ×3 Plagiarist avoids restrictions on cards because you're not playing the card. You're using the ability.
Well, here's a fun fact: Court Games actually copies the max 1 per round text, but the maxes are by card title. So even though the actually copies says do the Court Games thing, max once per round, the max is checked on cards named Illustrious Plagiarist, not cards
Interesting that
named
he
Court
puts
Games.
the Adept into this fight. Well, I mean, it can't be killed by Shoju, but I don't know why you're spending Fate here.
Because he has 15.
That doesn't mean you just spend money willy nilly. I bet you Warren Buffett doesn't just like drop like 100 grand and just be like, oh, I didn't need it.
I mean, maybe there's a fan coming.
That doesn't save it, does it? It's still yeah.
It saves the province.
Sure.
Pilgrimage.
No. Sliski doesn't have any fans. He doesn't have fans or katanas.
Does he have calling in favors? He does.
He does.
There is a fan on the table.
Puts another Dishonored status on you.
I'm not saying it's right, I'm just saying what he could be thinking. Yeah, he has to defend the City of Lies. Eric's got it.
Yeah. See? The line of he wants to keep City of Lies.
Well, I see City of Lies used.
I'm assuming this is going to be a Fate Worse Than Death, and then he defends to win the ring.
Guess. He has Palace. He needs more rings.
Well, he hasn't won favor yet, and he's had Palace for 2 turns, so.
Well, he has Palace plus the first ring.
Interesting. So we do see the Fate Worse Than Death, and we see no fight from Wydwen. Immediately passes through.
That's very surprising. Like, I'd almost certainly play an Edict, at least just dishonoring Shoju, because that's free if it fails.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Well, then you don't win the conflict. Then that accomplishes the same thing. Then your opponent doesn't have to Edict.
You go to 5 versus 1.
Yeah, and it's Pilgrimage to the City.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. Okay, what ring is this? Please say it's Earth.
It's gonna be Earth, I assume.
I hope so. Also, yes, there's that Fate I said. Though, Fate Worse Than Death got played, so my estimate is no longer very close to remotely correct.
Yep, Earth.
Good.
We could just see a Fury here. Wydwen hasn't put a single Fury yet.
Only has 2. They could both be in the bottom 12.
How's Wydwen drawn? Oh, a favorite news. I was like, how's Wydwen gotten 8 cards deeper in his conflict deck?
Also a Secret Cash Trigger. There's another card.
That too. Alright.
Also, putting... Oh, no. 2 Manipulators.
2 Manipulators also, yeah.
What's better, 2 Manipulators or 2 Explorers?
Well, it depends on what your intentions with the 2 Explorers are. He's definitely Burton Cheney got unbanned, so good old justice system.
I'm surprised at all these defenses, like that manipulator not.
Well, so the thing is, if you just Fury and don't defend, then the player just copies Fury.
Yes.
And then your attack doesn't do anything.
I suppose that's fair.
So he one fates the adept on the way down, but he's still not winning. Now maybe you calling in favors the fan. So then you'll have
the fate does suggest it.
Say that again?
One fate does suggest that might happen.
Yeah, yeah.
I assume this one gets edicted, right?
Well, no. Wydwen could just have a let go, and then play another fan.
Well,
no, there's just a let go.
Sliski plays let go. Yeah, that's a card you had to play. Alright, on a scale from Goblin Sneak to 10, how likely is there to be another Goblin Sneak in a second?
Well, what does Goblin Sneak do for you? It's a political
declare military conflict?
Yeah, it just gets furied.
Is the top discard... Oh, it is still a Fury, yeah.
It's still Fury.
Okay, well once it stops being a Fury...
If it stops being Fury, then Goblin Sneak would be good.
Yeah, so, okay, so he plays this fan, he gets calling in favor, so he let goes the fan, then he plays Sneak.
Would you let go of the fan? Your opponent's still not breaking. Also, if calling in favors gets played and it gets taken out of the adept, then for shame bows the adept.
Yes, good point. Okay, well the fan does not even get let gone. Are you happy to take that as Sliski definitely not having another let go? I think I am.
I think I am. Let go for sure. Calling in favors, maybe.
Yeah, you're right about the for shame. So
he could just call in favors and undo his manipulator, though. But that's also bad because you don't want to dishonor a courtier.
Okay. Well.
All right. Well, the board clears up. Let's see. The favorable ground got used.
Right.
Is City of Lies or Palace gonna get mulliganed? With 15 fate.
Exciting regroup phase.
Nope.
Hang on, that was the action window. We aren't there yet. Action window is before discard.
No.
Sliski is no.
Fawning Diplomat's sick here. Fawning Diplomat is really sick against this Palace.
All right, so lessons for everyone to take from this game. Let's start this early.
We've seen Yako with 3 fate.
Sure.
Do you buy Runemonger here?
Infinite. I bet that Sliski wants. I don't mind the fawning, yeah.
Fawning for sure. I guess now you pass. You pass.
Yeah, you want to pass and get the fate after this manipulator gets played, but since Sliski passed, no, you just pass.
Yeah, now you pass for sure. You'll be able to get up to 4 fate by attacking a ring, probably water.
Okay, so for the record, you don't get any points for having more fate when a game ends. That's not a tiebreaker point, even if before we aren't using that. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that.
Matron, this is almost 100% going to be a dishonor victory. I can't remember the last Scorpion Mirror I saw that was a conquest victory.
I'm pretty sure I had one at an offline tournament.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like I said, so Sliski bids 2, Wydwen bids 5, which is just like a gross.
Sliski bids 4, it turns out.
Sure, but that doesn't. So like he should have bid 3, so he could go up to 5, so that he couldn't get boxed.
Yeah.
Right. Like
or he should have bid 4 and gone up to 6 and got in his box.
Yeah, sure. Right. Like you have to math it. You have to math it properly. Like we see Leko get cycled here. I wonder if Wydwen's just gonna cycle his conflict deck.
I mean, he could have the first ever mill victory in an invitational.
Well,
no, a more viable wing edition than Honor. Alright, we're going back to Pilgrim on it.
20 cards in hand to 14. Classic.
Yeah. Alright, so we just need that Star Wars card. If your opponent has 12 or more cards in hand, they have to lose cards until they have only 7.
Restoration of Balance?
No, this is the fair version. It says if they have 12 or more, they have to lose cards until they have 7.
What do you mean? Restoration is fair.
No, it's balanced, but not fair. There's a
That's
difference. You can tell it's balanced, it says it's balanced. No, balanced, not fair.
Yeah. Matron says Wydwen desperate to kill off the deadly city of lies. Bonnie, it is not timed.
To keep his shoju and play this game. It would be my.
It is not timed, and we've only really been playing for 30 minutes. So like even if this was at a tournament, they still have 20 minutes left.
That's an interesting Big Brian play from Mittens. If you have your whole deck in your hand, then you don't need to draw any more cards anyways.
Big brain plays.
No, it's a Big Brian
Wydwen's
play.
intellect is just overwhelming. He just understands if you have your whole deck, you don't need to worry about it. So we see a Core Games 3 on our Shouju. Please just let this thing die. We're seeing some edicts happening here because Dishonored statuses are flying everywhere.
Wait, you mean that they don't just randomly sprout on the board during Scorpion Mirrors? That's how I thought it works.
Yeah, there's a second Dishonored status. Does Sliski have a second edict? If this other manipulator shows up with one. I'm assuming this is a Fate Worse Than Death on Shouju. Because I think the Fate went down by 4. I wasn't paying quite close enough attention to that. I always love for spectating.
Yeah, there's a censure instead.
Censure. Yep, okay.
Alright, Fate Worse Than Death, Edict, Censure, it looks like. Alright. My watch commanders are feeling very left out that they didn't get the trigger from all those cards.
Yeah. So Wydwen wins the ring, but doesn't resolve.
Well, City of Lies has been saved.
Yep, saved. Did he even use City of Lies to cast that Fate Worse Than Death?
No. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Okay. So he gets to box from the unopposed there.
Jermaine, no, this game is not timed.
Yeah, already answered. Oh, another person asked.
Yeah, someone else asked.
Discord League is currently and not for the foreseeable future will ever be timed.
So this time the Goblin Sneak's actually a thing that might happen.
Yeah. So we see a big attack here on Meditations. I don't. Let's see. Oh, he brings a manipulator in case of assassination or something. The favor will get him the victory. See a defense by Miyako.
And for that matter, right now the favor is getting him to 3 skill.
Well, no. So say it's undefended and you assassinate the.
Yeah, no, I get your point.
Yeah. There's some issues with the chess clocks, Eric. Mostly just like people who play on tablets and stuff, and basically, it's also preferences of the players. Like there's just people who don't want to, and
Like 2 skill characters plus the favor. Like how do you even defend that? You play Crane. What in your deck defends that?
You mean Dragon?
No, Micah. Micah just commented in chat about the Scorpion
big attack 2 skill of characters.
But yeah, that's a pretty big attack. Like here's a normal poke.
All right, so here's the Goblin Sneak.
All right. But what do you do with Miyako here?
You probably discard a random, right? Discard's calling in favors at random. Probably gonna attack water here, mill water, on Meditation.
No, largeness. Like I said, I'm pretty sure they delayed the restricted list, so they could add talking about the restricted list to it.
Chris just has this thing macroed, and then he just changes the end of it.
Apparently.
He just has like the first like 10 words of the line ready, like. I think you just attack Meditations here on water. That at least forces it. Wow,
Apparently we're going to go randomly poke some shameful displays.
That's fine.
I mean, that was fine. If that had been
Seeker Cache less fine. And this basically forces a defense, but then the adepts will just get returned.
Rumor has it they delayed the restricted list so I could move a Dishonor token to somebody.
Well, Wydwen is getting close to being is getting in trouble for being dishonored, right? Like he's gonna be down to 5.
This board advantage is is massive, though. What are we fighting over? Water?
Yes.
Wait, water?
Well, it had a fate on it.
Then why didn't you go to pilgrimage?
He wanted to threaten the actual effect. I don't know.
But the effect does nothing, right? This is last, I guess, to defend. No, it's to untap somebody to defend against this adept. Okay, that does something.
Probably gonna see air here or earth. Wait, he put a fade. Oh, he's gonna attack Shameful Display here.
Yeah, that's a reasonable province.
If Cunning Magistrate shows up.
With no fate, though.
No, he'll have one. He got.
Oh yeah, Seeker.
Seeker.
We are playing a balanced role. I forgot.
I don't think it's imbalanced for Seeker Fate. I just think that I think that in
Seeker of Void's kind of unfair. It's almost as unfair as Seeker of Fire.
Well, Seeker of Fire is only unfair in one clan.
For now.
Well, I mean, just like meditations and Feast or Famine is not nearly the same thing.
I'd play it.
I would play it, but it's not as good as Seeker of Void. I would take Seeker of Void to have two insane provinces.
That's probably true.
Like, Pilgrimage gets swept under the rug because it's just actually not in the same tier as Shameful, which is hilarious because of how good Pilgrimage actually is. So we see a Fury come out, forcing Jakob to spend three fate. So Jakob just is like, I don't want to spend any fate.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Blood of Anatangu and Feast or Famine in the same row is fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, they average out to a balanced province, so that actually sounds pretty fair.
Yes, Feast or Famine is obviously better than Pilgrimage, but Pilgrimage and Shameful Display are both miles better than Meditations.
Well, but the thing is, you're still going to get to play Shameful Display, even if you play Secret Fire.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, if you think that Feast or Famine is way better than Pilgrimage, that means you should play Secret Fire over Secret Void.
That's fair. Yeah, alright. Whatever, I don't have to make any of these choices. I get to play Restoration of Balance. Alright, does he mulligan? Mulligan Secret City of Lies gone. See ya.
Alright, are you ready for him to... Is there one more?
There is one back alley hideaway, though.
No, he's playing 3 copies of City of Lies. It's 3 City, 2
back alley? Sure. We see a niece from...
Okay.
We see a
well, he's rewarded by finally getting a niece.
We do see double Black
Artists. City of Lies, you can play with a real card. Yeah, these Black Artists should hopefully just clean up the game for Wydwen. Like, the only thing that's... I think Wydwen clearly has the long-term advantage as long as the short-term can be stabilized. And those Black Artists should fix the short-term pretty handily.
There is one more Fate Worse Than Death in Sliski's deck. But Wydwen now has a Censure online. I think he's only mulliganed, or he's looted one away. Yeah, he only looted one away. Sliski is the first... Sliski takes Passing Fate. I don't know why you need this much Fate. You just gotta keep replaying Adept of Shadows instead of maybe playing Fawning Diplomat for 0.
Only so many more adepts that can happen this game with those honor bit total. Alright, what are Daiwas going to be, do you think? Are we getting 2s?
1. I think...
Cheeky 2?
Double Cheeky 2. Sliski has I Can Swim, so he, so Wydwen correctly plays Rowan to make sure his Shoju is safe.
There's also this, this card called City of the Open Hand that's probably being played around.
That too. Sliski discards Wave the Scorpion. Well, no, it doesn't matter, right? So if one person bids 1 and other bids 2, then the strongholds cancel each other out?
No. Because if one person bids, if the bids are 2 to 1, then honor goes to 4 to 6. Use boxes back to 5 to 5.
Oh, back to 5 to 5. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, she
right,
says
so
25 fate.
What's not in Wydwen's hand?
What's not in Wydwen's hand?
Like, there's only 4 cards in deck, so we can just look at the discard pile.
Has Wydwen played a Fate Worse Than Death yet? He still has 2 Fate Worse Than Deaths available.
There is 1 Fate Worse Than Death in the graveyard, so...
Yeah, so he has 2 available to him.
So as long as Tadika doesn't show up, yeah.
So Sliski cycles
There
away
are
with
2
Scorpion.
court games left in those cards, as well as
I don't think Wydwen's played a for shame yet either.
that goes. Yeah, there's no for shame in the Ben either. I think that Sliski should be very scared of how fast his honor can go down the dumpster here. And he does take an air ring, though it's a first action air ring, which doesn't do very much.
This is gonna break, right? Do you just let this break?
Do I let this break? Maybe. Does Wydwen let this break? No.
You
He's thinking
you
about it.
can't lose, right? Like, so you go down to 3, and then if your Goblin Seek assassinates, you get down to 2. Yeah, you're fine.
Yep.
You can then crack
you
back.
can
You can crack back on fire then.
Yeah, keep in mind you can also use box, which helps.
Yeah, exactly.
So the goal here, I'm surprised there's only 1 fate on each Black Artist. That's a pretty heavily telegraphed fate worse than death, actually, then.
Well, I mean, he just has 17 cards in hand. I don't think it's telegraphed.
Yeah.
Like, he just has it in his hand, like, right? Like,
But I mean, choosing to get exactly 4 fate is sort of telegraphing it.
That's true. I bet you he has the Censure in his hand, too. He set this turn up.
It's pretty good odds, given the
Well, he set the turn up with the Diplomat, right? Because he could have cycled it at any point with the Niece.
Fair.
And then we know that Sliski still has 2 Edicts still in his deck. So Wydwen could have the 3rd Edict and the Censure because he's seen 9 more cards than Sliski.
Yeah. Sliski has 2 Edicts available as well, but that's not enough.
Gyro, if you play a conflict character here, you don't have any fate for fate worse than death.
Unless you play a 1-cost Meek Informant, and then... But there's no Meek Informant.
Interesting. Sliski gains 2.
That seems completely wrong.
Maybe he's just afraid of these Black Artists.
While that's fair, you gain 2 when you think you can win a longer game. Like, when you don't want there to be a Dishonor win, and the only way that I see...
Well, maybe he thinks he can win the long game, right?
game
Because
is-
Wydwen has 4 cards left in conflict.
I guess.
I don't know.
Like, it's gonna be a pretty long game. There's been 1.
Yeah, that's fair.
I guess Secret Cash becomes farmable.
Yeah, military Earth here.
That's interesting. So Secret Cash is a farmable province for Sliski pretty soon.
Yeah, because you don't want to activate it.
That's some pretty next level tech. I'm surprised this got defended.
Sliski has 1 fate worse than death left. Correct? Yeah.
How do you feel about this
We
defense?
see a charge rumor monger.
Huh? I'm so confused.
Is he gonna resolve this Earth Ring? That shaves the
Finished
whole
both
turn off
of
of
Wydwen's
this.
charges.
Yeah, he does resolve it. Discards Cloud at random.
Well, he had to turn off Tedica, right?
Yeah, I guess. The Phoenixers are playing on the bottom half of the bracket. They're like looking at the Scorpions menacingly.
Yeah.
Raiden has shown up.
Yeah, the City of Lies got discarded after, like, what, 4 turns, was it?
What turn is it? Was just discarded this turn, and this is turn 5, so yeah, 4 turns. Well, here comes the all-in.
Well, it makes sense. It's the last conflict.
Yep.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Do you just all-in Shameful here? I guess no. Sliski has Add Up to Shadows. You don't.
Yeah, you don't go to Shameful,
You just
but
go to
you could just go right Pilgrimage. Yeah.
Political Fire. Wait, he's going to
Yeah.
Secret
So
Cache.
how much of a swing
Wait,
is
this is
this?
Secret Cache.
White?
Um,
Why?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe you just think you can beat any card your opponent can get because your hand is so good. I don't know.
But why wouldn't you just go to Pilgrimage then?
Look, I'm not. This saves Shoju from Fury.
Yeah, there's still one Fury left, I guess.
I don't know. Yeah, okay. He's
But if you go to Pilgrimage and Shoju gets Fury, you have 5 skill.
All right, there we go.
Thank you.
He goes to Pilgrimage.
Thank you. Alright, so what's Sliski's actual honor total here?
So if he had, well, even if he
It's
returns
like-
Adept, returning
pretty
Adept
high.
is the equivalent of unopposed. So there is the Fury. Still 5 though.
Yep.
Even if you don't win the conflict, you still get the unopposed plus the double trigger on Blackmail Artist.
Yeah, though it's worth noting that will let use box happen.
So it just cancels one, so it'll be 4.
And then he gains 1 from Manipulator and loses. And if the ring happens, he loses 1 from the ring.
Yeah, so he'll just...
Uses court games to dishonor Blackmail Artist. Is Blackmail Artist spelled Young Rumonger by any chance? It is. Cool.
Yeah. So Wydwen's gonna have 3 characters leaving also, with dishonored statuses.
Yeah, but then Wydwen's already used box. Wydwen is just act... But Wydwen's gaining 2 from these
No, I know.
Artists.
I'm just saying, like, that's something
Yeah,
to keep
so
in mind
Wydwen's
also.
going to... Are they both going to be at 5, or is Sliski going to 4?
Wydwen will have first player also with Air and double Blackmail Artist.
Yeah, that's fair and balanced.
Blackmail Artist is
Unfortunately,
sick.
Wydwen does not have any unassuming Yojimbos, so there's no covert going on here.
Yeah, and Wydwen has 1 more Blackmail Artist in his deck.
Yep. But unlike the conflict deck, the Dynasty deck still has a lot of random cards in it.
Sure, but like he's seen half, whereas Sliski's only seen 13, right? So Wydwen could see.
We're waiting in the middle of the resolve ring step for some reason, it looks like.
No, there's a fight
that was
that's happening
going on.
here. So there's something got
I
played,
saw-
and we're seeing an edict get played right now.
Oh, Assassination. Assassination got edicted. That's game.
Oh yeah, because there's 3. Sliski's lost 3 honor here. This is so risky.
That's game. It
Here's
got
a counter-
counter edicted?
No, he got double
Here's
counter
the
edicted,
censure.
and then we're gonna see the censure now. So I think it was assassination, edict. Okay,
Assassination
so
sticks.
assassination, edict,
This
edict,
goes to-
censure, edict.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah, so
This
all
goes
the
to
counters are gone.
4, then loses 2, goes to 2. If there's a fan here, this game's over.
There is a
There's the
fan.
fan. Unless there's removal for it.
No, you can bounce. If you bounce. Oh no, if you bounce Adept, you lose. Yeah, I think he's dead. No, let go, or calling in, calling in favors.
There's no calling favors. He only plays 1 night.
No, yeah, I think you're right. So it has to be let go.
That's exactly the second copy of Lekko.
Yeah. No,
He's
no, there's a
box.
box from the assassination.
No, there is a box, but he loses 1 to unopposed, 1 to dishonored, Adept of Shadows, 1
is this
to
just gonna be
dishonored
4?
manipulator, 1 to Black Artist. It's 4.
Oh, so he needed exactly the let go.
He needs exactly Let Go or another conflict character.
That's not Adept of Shadows.
He can play Adept of Shadows from hand. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got 1 Adept of Shadows, 1 Meek Informant.
No. Wydwen has 4 shames and shit. Like, I mean, right? Like, he also can play just Fate Worse Than Death, conflict character. All the counters
yeah.
are gone now. So, like, if you
Yeah,
play a conflict
so-
character and it gets Fate Worse Than Death, that's also the equivalent of another honor loss.
Unless you put 2 Fate on it.
Oh, nice. Okay, sure.
1 is a lot more than 0, and the first player discards characters first.
Yep. So yeah, even if they were both going to lose on cleanup of characters, there's an ambush. Wait,
Sure.
wait. So you just Fate Worse Than Death the Fawning Diplomat, and then you foreshame the Blackmail Artist, or I mean the
have the foreshame,
wait,
yeah.
Shoju's in this conflict.
Oh.
Shoju
You
just
only
kills
get-
kills
okay, so you
Manipulator.
kill the Manipulator, you Fate Worse than the Fawning.
Yeah.
Alright, well, there was an ambush doing about the amount of work ambush is supposed to do.
Well, Wydwen has to remember that Shoju is in the conflict.
That's fair. To be fair, he is conveniently highlighted in red.
Well, in paper, the characters in the conflict are usually ahead of the other characters. They're in the red zone.
Agree. Wydwen is confirming that he has lethal, I guess, or no? Wydwen is probably looking at.
He's looking at the graveyard to make sure all the counters are gone.
Censures.
Yeah, he's making sure all the counters are gone.
Which they are, it looks like.
Yep, 4, and then Wydwen has 5 in his graveyard. 4 have been played though. Wydwen has lost every counter fight, but it doesn't seem to matter. He just played cards, right? Like he put characters in play, and they're winning for him.
Yeah, it turns out when one person has 2 provinces and the other person has 4, the first.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm a bunny. It doesn't matter though. Wydwen has all of his for shame still, so he's got probably minimum 2 in his hand.
Well, here we can prove lethal actually. Wydwen's hand contains all but 3 of his remaining cards, and he hasn't played any for shames, and he has a Fate Worse Than Death left. So his hand must contain at least 1 Fate.
He has 2 Fate Worse Than Death left.
Yeah, but that's at least 1. So
oh, sure.
His hand must contain either Fate Worse Than Death or.
Well, I guess in the bottom 3 cards it could be both Fate Worse Than Death, but then you if the bottom 3 cards are for shame. No, because then double for shame dishonors the Fawning Diplomat. Yeah. So he's dead.
Yeah.
Unless Sliski has another conflict character.
And even, no, that might be enough.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Alright, well, there's a Fate Worse Than Death.
Yep. So not surprised. So yeah, I think Wydwen was just confirming to make sure that he had the game won.
So I think the thing that Wydwen is doing here, hopefully, is playing 2 copies of For Shame on this manipulator for an extra honor boss to play around the extra conflict character.
Oh, sure, that's smart. Favorite niece cycles Cloud the Mind.
Yeah, because there's no Shugenja despite running 10. Because I guess if you have 2 provinces, you don't find any Shugenja.
Yeah, so here's gonna be the double for shame. Yeah, this is very smart. Big brain play here.
Except this time we actually mean it.
Yeah, and then also now there's a let go on the fan though. Wait, he did. Oh, he must have found it off the cycle.
Apparently.
But that doesn't matter now. So you for shame. Yeah, you for shame this guy here.
And then you click it with Shoju, so you get unopposed.
Yep. Yeah, you kill it with Shoju, unopposed. So killing it brings 3, unopposed is 2, blackmail steals 1, and then you have 2 dishonor characters leaving at 1.
Yeah. Though this is the part where I yell at you for saying blackmail just after unopposed.
Oh, because it's a reaction? Whatever.
Yeah, it's 3-2-3 unopposed to 3-2-4.
Yeah. Blackmail triggers before unopposed.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't kill the manipulator. I don't think it might not matter, but oh no, there's no conflict stuff. It doesn't matter.
There's no more complex and there's no reprieves. So
yeah. But
now the real question is, will Sliski kill himself in an honorable manner?
Absolutely.
You
return Ab to your hand, play it, return it.
Yeah, if he doesn't do that, it's a DQ.
Clearly, online meta is too strong. And if anyone was wondering, this match did finish in time. We spent about 3 minutes doing deck lists, so it's been about 56 minutes for live, and timed rounds are 60 or 65, depending on what rules there are. So anyone who wants to claim that it was, untimed or whatever, nope, Wydwen did it in time also. Which is a testament to both players. I think both players played very quickly, and I based on how much action was happening, there was a lot of quick play, and I really appreciate the players for doing that.
Alright, so Sliski's going to go in the loser's bracket to play the loser of me versus Micah, and Wydwen is going to get to play the winner of me versus Micah.
Yep. So let's edit the bracket here. Can remove the time. Alright, so Sliski goes down here, loser of game 1. And then Wydwen moves up here.
So today's moral of the story is
blackmail artists and also keeping
blackmail artists is good. Put them in your deck, please. Don't be Sliski. Playing with only 2 provinces is worse than playing with 4 provinces, it turns out. You get no points at the end of the game for having 8 fate left. And Ambush did nothing.
Yeah, for both players. What do you mean? No, Ambush got cycled.
That's fair. It was better than that one card from L5R that read, "This card cannot be chosen to be discarded as for when you choose a card, discard a card for card effects."
That's fair.
But other than that card, it was worse than everything else.
All right, so the bottom bracket, there's still 3 matches left to be played. It looks like so you versus Micah on Saturday. I think Shoot versus Heinzel is happening on Friday. No, sorry. Shoot versus Heinzel is happening Saturday. They haven't had the time. And then Nyx versus Forgery, I believe, is happening tomorrow. Nyx gave me earlier Friday, which isn't a real time, so not sure. But yeah, so we'll have 2 Crane vs Scorpions, and we'll have 1 more Scorpion Mirror. All the Phoenixes and Dragons played their matches earlier. And then on the losers side, matchups that have already been decided, Jokingly versus Inu's regame is going to happen. Jokingly will have second player in that, unless he decides he wants to go first for no reason. And then the other 3 are still waiting. And then I'm playing Chris. All right.
Are you excited to knock more fire chickens from losers bracket?
Hopefully. I mean, he's got 7 attachment hate cards. But Chris's deck is super attack for the dragon matchup.
Okay, but let's do some subtraction. 21 attachments minus 7 attachment hate cards.
Well, look, not all 21 of them are that good.
No, that's true. There's like 2 fair ones in there.
2? What do you mean? All my fans and katanas aren't fair?
Not when they add 3.
What about the ancestral weapons? Those are definitely fair.
Those are the fair ones. Those are the 2 fair ones.
Oh, okay. I was like, they cost me a fate.
Yeah, that's why I said there were 2 fair ones.
That's fair. All right. Well, thanks Norman for casting. That was a really awesome match to cast. It's really cool. Like once the Scorpion Mirror is really cool. It starts out like with like a slow like build up, and then like on the last couple turns you just see the pieces fall into place.
Yeah. Wydwen played like 10 cards from his hand that turn.
Yeah. He was just like waiting and waiting and waiting.
That's how it works, as it turns out.
All right, and so thanks everyone for tuning in. Yeah, Blue Sapphire. Wydwen was victorious. Sliski will be in the losers bracket, and so you just gotta submarine your way all the way to the finals.
Yeah, just win 7 straight, is it?
That's reasonable, especially with this level of competition. No big deal.
Yeah, I'm sure that a theoretically perfect AI could do it. That's about it.
You gotta get lucky too, yeah. So it's gonna be very hard to do. If somebody does submarine their way, I mean, I think if I made it to the losers bracket, the goal would then be to top 3 would be the first goal.
Top 3 is always the first goal.
Yeah, that's fair. Top three for the tournament is the goal. That is where the prizes are, and all the prizes are sick. All right, so thanks Nolan for casting with me. Thanks everyone for hanging out, and we'll catch you guys for the next stream. Should be I believe it's Friday. I believe tomorrow has a game. I believe it's Forging versus Nyx. Maybe Shoot versus Heinzel, but I know Saturday has the remaining games. So thanks everyone for hanging out.